Hi and welcome back to another episode of Sci-Fi Fans. I'm your host and science fiction writer, W.A. Blinko. If this is your first time here, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. And if you've been here before, thank you very much for coming back and continuing your support. I really do appreciate it, and please do hit the subscribe button. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the Godzilla franchise and how it links into Star Trek. So stick around and find out what the link between Godzilla and Trek is. So before I run down the history of Godzilla and how it links into Star Trek, I'm going to give you a few hints on how I think the franchise is going to go forward, given the fact that Godzilla vs King Kong is going to be released in May next year. In a previous episode, I discussed my theories that there's going to be a third Titan. At that time it was yet unknown. Purely speculation and theory, so don't take it as gospel, as they say. I think I'm onto something with this because they have actually released a toy series for the film, and amongst this toy series is a brand new Titan. Given the fact that Godzilla's had to face off against Mothra, Ghidorah and Rohan, you kind of under the impression that they'll put a bit more thought into the name of this new Titan. But I think all they've done is they've come up with a simple name just so they can sell more toys. What is this Titan's mysterious name, you may be wondering? It's actually called Warbat with Osprey. I know, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore Zilla fan, I'm just a hardcore Zilla fan. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing really. I think they could have been a bit more adventurous with this name, and you may be wondering what does it look like. According to the toy, and let's face it, that's the only reference we've got at the moment, it's a snake with wings. How this snake with wings is going to be all-powerful and lead Godzilla to fight off King Kong, we'll have to wait and see for the film. So yeah, put a date in your diary, May next year, Godzilla vs King Kong is released in the cinema. Hopefully we'll all be able to go and see it, and this pandemic situation will have calmed down by then. On to today's trivia then. The Godzilla franchise began way back in 1954. He was dubbed into English and became a pop culture and cult figure around the world. In total, there are 32 Godzilla films at the moment. The 33rd film will be released next year. This makes Godzilla the longest running film franchise of all time, and it does actually hold the Guinness World Records for this. Initially, Godzilla was going to be a radioactive octopus, and as you can appreciate, it wouldn't really have the same effect and the same appeal, that being the case. So they made the correct decision to make Godzilla more of a dinosaur-like character, and potentially that's how the worldwide phenomenon was born. During one of the sequels of Godzilla from the 1960s, Godzilla vs Mothra, the suit catches fire, and believe it or not, this was actually left in the final edit of the film. There's an interesting story as well with the Godzilla suit being stolen and washing ashore. The tale of the stolen Godzilla suit is as follows. In 1992, one of the suits was stolen from a Toho garage. At the time, the suit was worth a reported $39,000, only for it to be found washed ashore on a lake near Tokyo by a woman who inadvertently came across it and was terrified. And finally, the link between Godzilla and Star Trek. In 1955, Godzilla's sequel was released, called Godzilla Raids Again. There was an American actor who'd been breaking into Hollywood by doing the dubbing for the Japanese films, and his name was none other than George Takei. George Takei would then go on to become Commander Sulu in Star Trek and become a legend in his own right. So there you go, that's the link between Godzilla and Star Trek. Thank you very much for stopping by as I've delved into the past, present and future of the Godzilla franchise. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next episode of Science Fiction Fans. Please do subscribe and leave any comments on how I can improve or what you've liked about this episode, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.